counselors. Today we're going to talk about 3 tips for new school counselors. And even if you're not a new, you can watch this video because those are the 3 basics. Whenever you receive your new job offer, those are the 3 things you need to take in consideration. Stay tuned. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're not having a fantastic day, don't worry because there's going to be a tomorrow. Today we need to let go. Today we're going to talk about, and the 3 things that we're going to talk about today is decoration, organization, and get to know your population. Get to know who is your community, what are your students, who is your faculty and staff. So the first one, whenever you get to your job the first time or to your campus, rather if you're new or if you're not new, our perspective can change over time. The new techniques that we continue learning help us and guide us. Or maybe you went to a different school and you saw something that you want to implement. Maybe you went to a convention and there's something you say, oh, I need to implement this in my office. I love this. So those are tips and hints that you need to take in consideration. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Crystal Santiago and I'm a school counselor at Houston, Texas. I'm a bilingual counselor. I'm original from Puerto Rico. It's a small island in the Caribbean. And by the way, if you're watching this video in real time, we're in January and we will be presenting, my colleague and I, we do not work in the same school, but we work in different schools, same district. We will be presenting at the Kalahari. It's the Texas School Counselor Association Convention. So it's going to be on February 13 through 15. So if you happen to be over there or if you're going to watch online, please feel free to join our session, and it's going to be purposeful small group counseling. We both are elementary counselors, but the tips that we're going to provide and the resources that we're going to provide, I think you may tweak it and align them for your grade level, rather if you're a middle school or a high school counselor or elementary counselor. We're going to provide consent, templates, lesson plans, and so much more. So feel free to join us. Okay, going back to our topic. Decoration was one of the ones, but I don't see it like putting a plant there and making it look nice, clean, and pretty. I'm talking about functional spaces and how you can incorporate all the techniques and the things that we learn in college or that we learn around us and how we can incorporate them. So take a look at all the materials you have. Clean and move things out of the way. Declutter the space. Take a look, what things do you really need? What things you don't need? What things you can give away? Some of them could be aspiring counselors that are studying in your school. Sorry, people you know, maybe donation boxes if possible. So all those things taken in consideration. Do you want a space for? So what are the things that you need? For example, I do have a water fountain in my office. I like the sound of the water. I think it helps to calm down. I do play music. Obviously, I have my music and the whole thing, but in case that I don't have my music on, the water sound can help myself at least to calm down, and it works for my students. If the person is having a traumatic event with water, or if the sound is too loud or they don't like it, of course you can unplug it and that's it. For example, you need to have your all your books in one area. You need to have a coloring station. You need to have a toy section in case you want to practice the play therapy. So think about all those things you want in your office. I have a puppet section because I do use role play a lot. I use puppets in my sessions, rather if it's guidance lessons, so or individual or group counseling, or the students role play stories for me, or I can ask them things that I may ask them with puppets and they can respond a little bit more comfortable. Whatever are the techniques that you're using, take a look at your space, see what you want, what you don't want, and also decorate, create that atmosphere of peace, of joy, of joy, or of confidence. A place that doesn't look clustered. If you want to have your board games, where do you want to put it? Accessible or not too accessible? So what are the things that you want to do? Think about what do you have, what do you need, and how do you want to arrange the things in a functional way, but at the same time that it looks like an open space. For example, one of my needs that I can tell you for this school year, Last school year, I went to a new campus and I said, no, some of my kids are not sleeping enough at home and I need a couch. And I need a couch, at least they can take a 15-minute nap and they can move on back to the classroom. Some of them will need a little bit more, but I wanted to make an environment. It's not a home, but this is a place where you're always welcome, that I'm going to be always here for you to listen anything you need to say, whether if it's good or bad. I wanted that comfy environment. So I combined efforts with my nurse and we started Googling and looking through Facebook ads and people who were selling stuff, because I knew that that was a need for my students and I wanted to have something nice, cute, simple, where they can lay down. Anyway, so long story short, so that's one of those examples. Whenever I go to a convention or a place, I obviously learn new ideas. If I want to incorporate my sand trays, where do I want to have those? If I'm going to use Play-Doh, do I really want those materials accessible? But where could be a place where they can use it? So think about all those things, how you can create an environment or the atmosphere that you want. At the same time, back in the days, I remember that I used to think I have the wrong mindset of I'm not going to invest, the school should invest in my stuff. And I learned and I moved on and I learned that not necessarily the school needs to buy stuff. You're going to spend, and someone taught me this lesson, you're going to spend a year minimum. If you like the school, you will stay. If you don't like it, you will move on and you can take the stuff that is yours with you. 1 year in that space, a bunch of days of your life, minimum of 180 or way more days over there. So you're going to spend a lot of time in your office. How do you want it to smell? How do you want it to look? Do you want to have a space where you don't feel comfortable or where you don't like it? This is your second home. This is your job. This is your income. So put it in a way where you feel comfortable enough and you feel like this is the space and it makes you feel good about it. So you can provide the best of the best for your students. Sounds good? Yes? No? Okay. Stay with me. The second thing that I wanted to tell you, organization, how you're going to organize, how the people it's going to know your services, how you're going to receive the students, how you're going to keep your data, where you're going to take notes. So, and everything starts in a couple of areas. And one of the areas that, you know, our world is moving on, thanks God, which is something good. Pandemic is something really, really sad. And don't get me wrong, I got sick I don't know how many times. And it's been hard. It's been hard for me, especially for me because I'm the one getting more sicker than the other ones, and for my family. But I learned a lot, and we all learn a lot every day. So one of the main things, world is evolving. Everything is going digital, whether you want it or you don't. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. And you're going to see the benefits from it. So if your school has a website, use the school website and do your tabs and all the things. If your school doesn't have a website, I encourage you, there's a bunch of places that are free. You can create free websites, create your own free website. So your students and your families, your community, your administrators, your teachers have a one-stop area where they can stop and they can see what you can do. For example, when the pandemic started, I had my district by that time, they didn't have a website. The district that I'm right now, they do have a website. I created a website on wixsite.com. I'm gonna put it under the notes, and I created everything. It wasn't that hard, and it was for free. So I redirected all my parents and my students to that website to find all the things that I wanted to provide. If your district does have one, so don't worry, use the one from your district. Better and easier probably. You need a tab for your referral, student referral, parent referral, teacher referral, administrators. Anyone can refer a student. You need to make sure that you have your QR codes. So, but you know, the website is not the only thing that you need to have. You need to have other stuff in your website. Same referrals that you are creating digital, you should have paper copies around your campus, unless you're a virtual campus, so people can pull out that document right away. And obviously you need to train teachers, parents, faculty, staff, students, how to access those documents, but that's one of the basic ones. In your website, you should have a brief introduction of who you are. If you want to put your family members, you can put them. You don't have to. It's however you feel comfortable. You can share a little bit about you. If you speak more than one language, you can put it over there as well. You should put transitions. There is a transition tab. Rather, if you're elementary, moving 5th grade, transitioning to middle school and transitioning to high school, if that's your case. You need to set up an area, an escape room, a virtual classroom, a calming site, a Google site where the students, teachers, faculty, and staff can access, and if they need a brain break, they can calm down, or if they want to do any type of physical activity, you're providing different resources for them. Every time someone asks you for something, redirect them to your webpage. Another area you can share with them the information about your guidance lessons. You can share with them resources. You can share with them COVID-19 resources. If your school or district has an acceleration program where the parents want to skip a grade level for their children, you should have a tab specifically for those type of questions. If your school is following Leader in Me, the grade 8 skills, any type of specific program, why try, different programs that the schools may have, champs, you can have a tab in your website to explain for the parents, community, students, and family, what is that about. One big and important thing that we forgot to explain, in the first tab where you give them the welcome part, you should explain them how they can find you. Phone number, email, extension, and all your details and your name, of course. If your school has different counselors, and if you're so lucky that there's more than one person flying solo like me, if you're that lucky, make sure that you all have, if you're in alphabetical order or if you're dividing the students per grade level, make sure that you have those things in place, clickable links, and they will move around easily. And last but not least, because all these things should be happening simultaneously, who are your students? Who is your community? What they need? Conducting a needs assessment. There's another tool. You can talk to the administrators about your community and your population in case that you're new. There's another platform, and it's free. It's greatschools.org. I'm going to put it under the description below. And that explains demographics, ethnicities, scores, and all the things you can imagine over there, and you can have an overview. But that's not enough. Make sure that you talk to your faculty, talk to community, talk to parents, connect with them, talk to your administrators, so you can have an overview of your campus. Walking without data or guiding your program without data, it is like walking without a head. Take the time to know who they are and what are the amazing things that you can bring into their lives, into their community, and you're gonna have a successful plan. So don't forget, get to know your population. Check what do you have, decorate, reorganize, declutter stuff, take stuff away, and organize, prepared for an amazing school year. If you have any questions or if you want me to talk about a specific topic, don't forget to leave it on the comments below. Subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and if you're looking for tips for school counselors, feel free to join me in my newsletter. You will see the link down below, and you will receive some freebies. Once in a while, I will be sending out a newsletter. So hugs and kisses, and have a wonderful, fantastic day. Bye.